Welcome back, everyone. My name is Echo, and in today's video, we are checking out the land claims add-on from the Minecraft marketplace. Now, this add-on lets you, well, create land claims. This can be done in your survival worlds, multiplayer experience, or inside of a realm. But don't worry, I know not all of your friends are thieves. You can assign them different roles like visitors, moderators, or even admin. This add-on was created by Cubical and can be purchased right now for 660 minecoins, which is roughly $4. We're gonna do a full review. So obviously today's add-on is aimed at the multiplayer experience, whether you're just doing this in a regular world with your friends or via a realm. Both are going to work. As a disclaimer, I did get access to today's add-on early, but it is not a paid promotion. We are back in this world because I wanted to use the village as an example. But once you do have this installed in any of your pre-existing worlds, you are going to be given a guidebook. However, you'll also be given a couple of different items. I think you are given like 10 copper ingots, and you're also going to be given the claim controller. But don't worry, because you can actually craft this if you lose it. So if you die and you've lost this, a new one can be crafted with copper and with paper. So open up a crafting table, tap on craftable, and it's right there. This is obviously going to be your tool to claim land. So let's go ahead and place the guidebook on the floor. This is just explaining how to use it, whether you're playing with touch controller or keyboard and mouse like me. Next page explains all of the details on what this add-on can actually do. It says the land claim add-on by Cubical allows you to claim a piece of land for yourself. This means that no one else can place or destroy blocks inside of your land claim unless you invite them. Protect from entering claim, TNT, block breaking, block placing, and more. You have the ability to teleport home, setting claim name, setting claim icon, showing the border, invite members, kicking them, roles, and resizing the claim. So in terms of how big you can make this, you can make this absolutely huge. Now, one more thing you are about to see here is that I have my friend, ECKOSOLDIER, inside of this world. But what we are going to do is they're going to quickly leave the game. They have already created a pre-existing claim in this world. So if we were to go over to this claim and we try to walk into it, you'll see here, I'm not invited. So even if your friends are offline, this is still going to apply. This is absolutely huge for the multiplayer experience. But let me show you how to make the claims. As for the rest of the guidebook, they're just going to teach you everything that I'm about to show you. But if you do struggle at any point, obviously go back to this book. As for the perms, the permissions, you can see here what each one can do. The admin can do a lot, including toggle damage, TNT, and claim border. So unless someone's really, really trusted, I wouldn't recommend that. But I'm sure you guys can do this. It's based on player discretion. So we are going to start on a much smaller scale. Then we're going to extend it to our farm. Then we're going to extend it to our mobs, because I want to see if players can get in there and somewhat kill mobs or do anything else that could cause damage. So what you need to do here is hold this in your hands. You then need to open it and create a claim. You now decide how big you want this claim to be. So I'm going to do this about here. So this log will be in. You have to crouch and punch, and then you have to set a second claim. So this is where it's a little bit tedious because you have to kind of power up. If you want to go a little bit higher, go ahead and go a little bit higher like this. Crouch and then punch. And then it says here, are you sure you want to create this claim? Claiming costs copper, which I really liked because not a lot of add-ons or in Minecraft in general is copper used, and it's really easy to get. It says claiming costs copper, which you need to have in your inventory. This one will cost 6, and it shows you the size. Now you guys are going to say, hey Echo, how big can you make this? As long as you've got a lot of copper, you can technically make this as big as you want. But considering it's a realm or a server, you'll probably use like a space like this. Honestly, maybe a little bit less. But you can extend it and you can decrease it as well. So what we want to do here is create a claim. I'm going to do this one more time. Crouching and punch. We're just going to go a little bit further down here. About here. Crouch and punch. We're going to confirm this one. This has now been created, but we now have this available. Let's go through all of the perms and the powers you have as a player, and then let's get our friendly neighborhood crocodile over there to try and destroy it. The good news is you can create more than one claim. So let's say you're on a realm or a multiplayer experience and you make your diamonds or whatever currency from a creeper farm. You can protect it. Same with a skeleton spawner or in fact a zombie. So really cool. But let's tap on this one. Let's go to teleport home. So we've now teleported to our home. This is obviously where I set home. And we do have a guy here who's kind of invaded my home, but regardless, you can change where you teleport home to. So we can go to settings. We can go to, where is the home? Set home location here and confirm current location is not within the selected claim. That's where you would have to make things a little bit bigger. So before we do this, let's see what happens when someone tries to enter. As you can see here, they get completely pushed back. You can't see it in chat, but it basically says you don't have access to this area. But obviously they can break this one, but obviously they can't break this one. They're trying. They're in creative. They're not able to break it. But obviously, as you can see, they're starting to grief the area over here because he's not happy that he can't enter the claim. So let's start by changing the name. Head into your settings, and then at the top, you can choose a new name. I'm going to have this as Village House, okay? Hit submit, open this up, and it's been applied. If we then go back inside of this and go to settings, we can also change the icon. For me, it kind of makes sense to have the house, right, on this occasion, but you can also have this. You can also have this. You can have, is that a bed? I think it's a bed, a boat, a chest, mob, for example. There's a little crown available. Looks like an enchanting table, so an enchantment area. You can also have this as well, and there is a different version of a house. So let's say we wanted to have this one, I don't know, feels like a villager house on this occasion. As for the other settings, again, we'll go through that in a second. We can configure role and also global settings. So I like to have the show border on for the time being. Basically, what this is going to do is show you the outline. This is really good if you want to extend the size of it. But you can alter this as well. It's completely up to you. Settings. We can go to configure roles. This is where you've got like everyone. So it says here you're allowed to enter the claim, allowed to open containers, allowed to break. So if we allow to enter the claim, that's set to everyone. If we then come off this and they enter, that's completely fine. I'm allowed to go inside of there, but can they break things? They cannot. They cannot break a single thing at all. Again, they're in creative, so you can see here they can break that. They cannot break this. So if you're not happy with this and you want to make this bigger, there are two ways you could potentially do this. Number one is to completely delete the claim. This is now gone. Anyone can enter and anyone can now break things. But if you want to make this bigger, you can go ahead and crouch plus create a claim first. Tap wherever you want. There's 0.1 and then go as big as you want. So we could put this all the way over to here. Punch. It's going to cost 30, so it's a lot more expensive. We now hit confirm. They get kicked out. The other way you're able to do this is you're also able to resize. Now, I'm still getting used to the whole resize option. So if you crouch, tap on this again, obviously you would have to rename it. If you want to resize it, it says sneak plus punch a block to select your claim's corner. So what we would have to do is, hold on, let's go to like here, for example. How do we make this bigger? So theoretically, you'd have to go out the claim then. Punch. What I don't understand is it's registering this corner that was previously there. So I'm still trying to get used to the whole resize option. Let's try and resize again. So on this occasion, would it be this corner that we tap? I'm get number 2 then. See if this works. Let's go to this one. There we go. Yeah, it's kind of picking this corner right here, which we previously had selected. Okay, and then obviously it's been claimed. I'm guessing it still costs you copper as well. Well, not too expensive, but you can make this much bigger. my next set of questions is how big can we actually make this? By the way, if you do delete your claims, you do not get back your copper. So remember that. But let's see how big we can actually do this. Create a claim. I'm going to do it here. We're going to go all the way over to this side. Maybe you don't actually have to tower up in order to do it, because I think it does it from top to bottom anyway in the world. So if we was to then claim this one, we don't have enough. So you can see how expensive it gets. So we give ourselves a little bit of copper. Okay, we now have to recreate the claim. So yeah, make sure you have the copper on you when you're claiming. Okay, let's try this. That's gonna cost me 150. We've now claimed all of this village. So you can do this on a massive scale. And I'm guessing if you have a whole entire inventory of copper, for example, you can make this even bigger. So we'll do a little bit of a test and see how big we can do it. But if we go to this, we'll go to the claim, we'll go to settings, global, show barrier. I'm gonna do this and just see. Yeah, so okay, so you don't actually have to tower up like I did, but even if you do tower up, by the way, I'm pretty sure you don't take damage in your own claim. Let's just double check. No, yeah, you don't take damage in your own claim. But if I was to then like jump on the outside, try this, we should take damage. No, we don't. We still have a slight bit of resistance there. Okay, so obviously now if we jumped, we should take damage, right? Yes. So I was having a little bit of a read of this, and I feel like I've actually done this right, but it's not registering the same way. Resizing works very similar to claiming. All the corners of the claim will turn green. Select one of those points. Point 1. Select 2 to be outside of your claim, and then you can make it bigger. So I've been trying that. So if I wanted to kind of start there, and then I would go bigger, right? That's kind of how I see it in my head. So if we tap resize, it would be punch, which is 1. And then obviously 2 should be all the way out here, right? But it keeps doing it from that point over there. That's what I don't quite get. So if we did this, and then as you can see, hold on. That should be, yeah, it keeps doing it from this point. I don't understand. But is this still classed as the claim? No, it's not. So I don't know. It keeps picking this corner. And it was the same before. But even when I try to pick this corner and do it, it still did it like this. So we'll try it one more time. Delete claim. Let's say we do claim land. We're going to do 1. And we'll claim this one over here as 2. Confirm. Tap. Real echo. Resize. If I was to then tap on this one, and we go all the way over here, we confirm. Is that now inside? Yes, it is. Okay, so there's the clarification there. This was classed as 0.1. That was classed as 0.2. So that might... Okay, so you might have to do it that way. It took me a while to get used to it, but yeah. So if I want to make this even bigger now, I believe we would have to go tap, real echo, resize. I believe we would then have to tap on this one. So we'll do... There's 1. Tap over here. That should be 0.2. It made it even bigger. Yes. Okay, so we got it in the end. I thought it would have been go back to the furthest part and then go bigger wherever you want to go. But that's how the actual claims work. So the other thing that is available inside of this is going to be teleporting home. Obviously, it's great to have your home inside, but if you wanted to have it as a different location, maybe you wanted it to be here because you wanted access to your mobs, but also your farm, tap on this, go to whatever one you're on, go to settings, and then set home location here. So wherever you are, and this can be quite a powerful tool, to be fair, tap on this, go to this, and teleport home, and you instantly teleport home. It does not matter where you are. But let's run the test here of, like, if I was to try and dig underneath on my other account. So if we try to dig underneath, let's say we go down here, right? You can see here, they're not able to actually get inside. They're trying, but they can't get inside. And I'll show you the exact same on this one. So if we go to game mode C, their claim is all the way up here. So what they would have to do is turn their one on. So we'll bring over the other account here. And you can't overlap each other's claims either. So this is their claim. If we tap this on and go to... Hold on, you guys can't see this, but I'm just going to toggle so you guys can see the area. Allow. There we go. That's been submitted. You can now see where this is, right? So if I was to go inside, it kicks me out. If I was to start digging down, great. If I want to try and dig into this, this is what pops up. I don't have access. Now, one thing they have emphasized as well, even if you try and blow things up with TNT, those TNTs will actually dissolve, completely dissolve. Even if you grab this and place these all here, grab yourself a flint and steel, and then you try and light this on fire, yes, it will explode, but nothing. In fact, it doesn't even explode. It doesn't even explode. So I wonder if this one explodes here, if it will do anything inside of there. Nope. Nope. It just completely disappears. And just to show you guys that this does actually work and I don't have TNT disabled, you'll see here it does explode. And I was like, okay, let's do a little bit more testing. I was like, can we access chests? You can see here, we can't access chests. But if we then get access to this, so we're going to change the access. So we'll go to this. We'll go to manage members. We're going to invite somebody. We're going to invite Real Echo. We're going to make them as... We'll just do a visitor for now and hit submit. Okay, so we then have to open up this and accept. So we now have access to theirs. But I still can't open this. You can open these. And you can not open this. So if they had a chest inside of there, you cannot do it. Now, if you wanted to then create a claim... Let's see if we wanted to create a claim. Let's see what happens if we try and do it. So you can see here, we can't claim the same. Everything that you can think of, they've actually resolved. All right. I've tried so many different things on breaking this. And I'll show you guys a couple more. So right now, they don't have access. Let's go to cancel the claim that we were previously trying to do. Let's go to our one. Let's go to manage members. We need to invite them. And they have to accept. We're just going to have them as a visitor. They're a visitor. So what I do want to do on this occasion is see if they are actually able to break anything. No. Can they harm our animals? They can. Can they break our crops? They cannot. Can they do anything with the door? Yes, they can. And can they break the bed? Because again, I was just seeing what was actually going to be possible. Can they break the bed? They cannot. Can they access the chests? They cannot. They can't even access any of the cooking area as well. And you can see the village is not happy with them. So this is going to be quite interesting. We are going to revoke access here. I want to see what happens when the door is closed. So we're going to tap on them and we're going to kick them. So they've been kicked. But the only problem here is that they're now trapped inside. Oh, wait, no. Eventually, it teleports them. It teleports them out eventually. Ah. That's what I'm saying. Everything that you can think of, they have thought of. One more thing that's quite important as well is this is completely configurable. So if you go to your one, go to settings, and then go down to configure roles. Let's say you had trusted, but you didn't want them to place blocks. You're happy with them opening containers, etc., but you don't want them altering your builds. That's completely fine. So if we then go to the claim, we're then going to invite them back. So invites, send them an invite. We're going to have them as trusted and submit. So they now have to open up their tablet, hit accept. They can now go inside of here. And you guys know that we can let them open chests and things. Hold on, let's go and check this out. See if they can access the chest. They can, so they can now have access to all of our diamonds. They can also access the furnace, the blast furnace, and also the smoker, but they still cannot build or break blocks. Oh, wait, they can build. Ah, okay, so that's where you'd have to tweak it. They're able to build, but they're not able to break. Then you'd have to go into your settings. We'll go to this, manage, settings, configurable, trusted, allow them to break, allow them to place. We'll have these on, but we won't allow them to open containers on this occasion. That's completely fine. So they should be able to break these now. Yes, but they shouldn't be able to access our chests. Let's see. Let's see. They're trying to access it. Able to break it, though. Obviously, you guys are going to tweak these to how you like to play. But I think this add-on's really cool. All the way to the end of this. I'm then going to crouch. That is going to cost me 1,472 copper. That has now been done. And just to show you the actual sheer size of this, we'll go into the global. I like to have this on. It's just really good to see where your actual claims are. Oh yeah, okay. So I think the creators did say sometimes these might glitch out if it's on a large scale. We got lucky in this time it didn't, but sometimes it can. But honestly, this is a brilliant add-on. They've absolutely nailed it, especially for a multiplayer experience. What I will say is it can get quite annoying when you've got a lot of these. It would have been nice to have these as different colors. That would be my only request, like a blue one, a green one, etc., if that's even possible. Or something a little bit more subtle, just because you don't want to have these constantly flashing. And if you've got a lot of people on your server, I actually don't know if this becomes like super laggy or a slight problem. But I was super impressed with how this works. I've turned this one off, but we still have this one on. I want to see if you're inside of the nether, you go to this and you teleport home. It does actually work. That's impressive. That's insane. That's actually insane. The fact that it kind of glitched the screen as well. But we'll do this again. Let's change our game mode. We'll go in creative, but then we'll change our game mode to survival and see what happens. Does it still do like a whole screen for the nether? Back to survival. Tap this. Teleport home. It's instant regardless. That's crazy. I'm guessing it will also work for the end. I want to run one more test here. Obviously, if a player leaves, their claim is still active. All right, whether you're allowed in or not is down to that player's discretion. But they left inside of my claim. Can I kick them from this claim? Yes, you can. You can kick them from their claim. So there's no way they can just log off and hope that you're not online to come back in and destroy things. So if they were to join back into this world now, I want to see what happens to them. Do they get yeeted from the actual claim? Yes, they do. Yes, they do. So it's perfect. One of my favorite add-ons. I think they did a really good job. If you have any issues, leave a comment down below. And besides that, have a wonderful day. I'll see you soon.